"Take that uniform off. You don't deserve to wear it." The words echoed across the base like a slap to the face. Silence fell. Every soldier froze. Sergeant Collins stood nose to nose with Private Elena Navarro, his finger jabbing into the patch on her chest. Around them, a ring of soldiers watched, unsure whether to intervene or stay out of the storm. Elena didn't flinch. She didn't cry. She just looked at him, jaw tight, eyes steady. Then she slowly unzipped her jacket, shrugging it off with deliberate calm. That's when it happened. The corner of her mouth curled up into a smirk, a cocky smirk. Collins blinked, caught off guard. "You think this is funny?" he barked. "You're a disgrace to the flag you're supposed to defend." The other soldiers shifted awkwardly. No one knew why Collins hated her so much. Maybe it was because Elena had outscored most of her unit on tactical drills. Or maybe it was the silver star she never bragged about. Whatever it was, the man wanted to break her hand today. He thought he had. But Elena's smirk said otherwise. Rewind 3 months. Private Navarro arrived at the base with nothing but her duffel, a quiet attitude, and a record that turned heads behind closed doors. Combat tested, top of her class. 3 tours in Afghanistan. But unlike most who walked in with that resume, she didn't talk tough. She didn't talk much at all. That rubbed Collins the wrong way from day one. "You ain't special, Navarro," he sneered during her first lineup. "Just another girl playing soldier." She said nothing, just stood taller. The harassment escalated. He'd accidentally assign her double duties, put her on night shifts back to back, publicly humiliate her during drills. And every time, Elena just nodded, did the work, said yes, Sergeant, no drama, no pushback. But the more she absorbed, the more the unit started to notice something different. She ran farther, carried heavier loads, sharp shot cleaner. And when the coms went down during a live exercise, it was Elena who manually triangulated positions using a paper map, bringing her entire squad back without a scratch. That's when respect began to quietly shift. But not for Collins. For him, every win she scored made her a bigger threat to his authority. So he waited, watched. Then finally, after a minor misfire in a weapons drill, he pounced. "Navarro, step forward." The air was blistering. Everyone had sweat dripping down their necks. But his voice cut like steel. "You could have gotten someone killed. Strip that jacket, you're done." Gasps. That wasn't protocol. Not for a first-time infraction. Not in public. Elena stood motionless. Her hands moved slowly to her chest as she unzipped her camo jacket, folded it, held it out. But then, just before she handed it to him, that smirk, quiet, cold, controlled. "You think you've won something," Collins growled, grabbing the jacket. Elena finally spoke. "No, Sergeant," she said, voice low but clear, "but you just lost everything." Before he could respond, Mager, Lewis stepped out from the command post behind them. "Sergeant Collins," he barked. "My office." Now, the entire platoon turned. "But sir, she disobeyed protocol," Collins stammered. "Is that what happened?" Lewis cut him off. "Because I just reviewed the surveillance footage. She followed instructions to the letter. You, however, just violated 3 separate sections of military conduct." The color drained from Collins' face. "Effective immediately, you're relieved of duty pending investigation." Elena remained still. No victory dance. No revenge speech. Major Lewis turned to her. "Private Navarro, jacket back on. You've got a briefing at 1400. The Secretary of Defense wants your assessment on the terrain map you submitted last week. You just saved our team 3 weeks of recon." The silence exploded into shocked whispers. As Collins was led away, stunned and humiliated, Elena slid her jacket back on, slow and proud. This time, no smirk, just a quiet dignity. But her team? They started clapping, one by one. A ripple of applause across the courtyard. They weren't just applauding what she did. They were applauding who she was, the quiet fighter, the steady leader, the soldier who didn't need to shout to be heard. Because respect isn't demanded, it's earned. And in that moment, every single person knew the truth. She wasn't just fit to wear that uniform. She honored it more than anyone else on that field. Before we end, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and what's the first thought that came to your mind after watching this? Don't be a silent viewer. Drop a comment. Let's talk.